Welcome back to my backyard snack yard on quite a rainy September's day. It is Sunday the 22nd of September, and we're just standing here in front of my very large in-ground persimmon tree. This was the first tree that I planted when we first moved here in 2018. So it's been here for 6 years, and I just actually had a little memory pop up on Facebook, which was a picture of one of the children from 6 years ago, this time of year. And in the background, there was this little tree, and it was so tiny, and it just made me realize how much it has grown in a relatively short space of time. It really was just planted at that point 6 years ago. And look at it now. I'm going to give it a bit of a prune this winter. I keep saying I'm going to, but I will do it this year. And the thing is, I think it's just, well, this summer has been very cold, and I think the tree is ready to flower and fruit. I'm sure it wants to, but we just didn't have the weather for it. That's my excuse anyhow. If you look closely at some of these branches, you'll see there are some very clear, in my mind anyhow, flower buds that actually, probably wanted to open, I hope. But that didn't happen. And now it's not going to happen. So maybe next year. They really are everywhere. So either way, even if I never get any fruit on it, I still think it's a really attractive tree. I love the leaves. They look quite exotic, tropical, really big leathery ones. And it really is a nice tree. I do love persimmons though, and it'd be so fun to have some on this guy here. It's meant to be a fuyu persimmon, so a non-astringent kind, which is extra nice. But time will tell. And so because it wasn't ever fruiting, and I suddenly was offered the chance to buy some more, so I went ahead and got them. And I just wanted to do a little update on them now, because it's been, how long has it been now? 6 months since I've had them? So let's go and have a look at my new little persimmons. So here they are. These are my 2 little persimmons that I bought as bare roots back in February. On this side over here, we have Zero. You can see about it back in February. And look at it. At one point, I was wondering if it was still alive, and so I did actually snip the top off, and it was green at that point. And it actually does not feel completely dry. I think I'm going to leave it until next spring and see if it suddenly springs alive, because you never know. Sometimes they just stay dormant for a really long time and just take a while to spring back to life. I'm tempted to try it again, to cut it again, but it does not feel dry. You can sometimes tell, so I'm going to leave it. But next to it we have a much better story, but also with a little twist to it, so it's a little bit of a funny one. So here we have my Rojo Brillante, the Spanish one, and of course I got it at the same time, but look at it. It has lots of lovely, lovely flower buds, and they have been like this for a really long time now, for months, like right on the verge of opening for months. But it just never got warm enough, I think, for them to do so. There's also some down here. Those little guys there. I mean, I've never really seen as clear flower buds on my other persimmons that I've had in ground for years. So it's actually really, really a nice sight. Some more there. I'm just thinking that if I can keep this guy really healthy, put him in a nice big pot for winter, because they go completely dormant. There's little snails everywhere. But yeah, if I put him in a nice big pot and get him safe and sound, keep him somewhere he won't freeze over winter. I want to keep him in a pot for now, because I want him to grow on a bit before I think about planting him out. And when I do plant him out, I really want to put him in a really, really sunny spot, because I'll give him the best chance of growing on. So, but yeah, I mean, I was just so surprised by all these flower buds that did show up, but never opened. I just know if we'd had a hot summer, it would have been a different story. So hopefully next year, we'll also have a better story to tell with this one. So yeah, I'll keep him happy and healthy over winter, and then we'll see what happens next year. But you know, the fact that there's flowers is a really promising sign. And of course, even if he had started fruiting, I wouldn't have let him keep the fruits because he's just too little. He needs to grow a bit more, I think. But what's interesting about him, the twist I was talking about, is the fact that he looks like he's been grafted onto this. See right here, I can see this graft right here, I think anyhow. And then if you look down here, the rootstock, this is so funny. So the rootstock is like a double one or like a split one. And then from that split rootstock, we've got this sucker coming up here. And I've just let it grow. And I really wonder what it is. I'm wondering if it's some kind of wild persimmon or a different kind of persimmon. I mean, it doesn't even look anything like any persimmon I've ever seen. So I thought if any of you have any idea what this could be, I would be really interested in knowing. Look at these slugs. Seriously, why are there so many slugs everywhere? Well, it is raining, so I guess it's slug season. It's been a sluggy year this year. Baby slugs. But yeah, I'm really wanting to cut off this guy. But if he's like a different kind of persimmon, like a wild one, then I might leave him on. But he looks, I don't know what he could be. What could he be? Let's have a good look at him here. See, look. That's how he looks. This is him. And that is the persimmon itself. So I think he could do with being chopped away so that the persimmon could just take up all the nutrients and all the root space and everything. But yeah, he's a lovely one, isn't he, this little guy? So at least there's some positives here. It's a good thing that he has got nice little flower buds going for him. And whatever else this rootstock down here is, interesting. And then of course this guy, we'll have to wait and see if he ever wakes up or if he just stays asleep and he's a goner. Time will tell, but very soon they'll both be looking very similar because this one's going to go dormant as well. So, go to sleep for the winter. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you found that interesting. And if you know what that rootstock might be, let me know. I am very, very tempted to just snip it off. I think I'm going to do that. But I'll see you next time. Bye for now.